Let's talk about money today. I have a good relationship with money. Whether I have a lot of it or not, I have worked on my mind and how I position money in my life. Today, I will be sharing with you 5 psychology of money that continues to make me behave better with money and has also impacted my financial choices. The first one is loss aversion. This is a concept that says that people tend to feel the pain of losses much more than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. This was me for many years. If I lose an item and I am going crazy about it, and somebody looks at me out of pity or out of irritation and gives me back the same item I lost, I would still secretly go look for the one I lost, wasting time, wasting energy, wasting emotions. And guess what? This applies to money too. Some of our financial decisions are driven by loss aversion. Let's say you have invested 100,000 in a stock. Over time, the value of the stock fluctuates, and at a certain point, it has decreased to 80,000. Now, according to rational economic theory, the decision to sell the stock should depend solely on whether you will believe it will increase in future or decrease in future. However, loss aversion might lead you to hesitate to sell the stock, even if it's the rational choice, because you're reluctant to lock in the loss of 20,000. You may hold onto the stock in the hope that its value will rebound, even if there is no strong evidence to support this belief. We should be mindful of this risk when making financial decisions. The second psychology of money that I continue to be aware of is the concept of present bias. This is a tendency to place greater value on the present instead of experiencing better outcomes in the future. This bias can lead us to engage in behaviors such as overspending, neglecting savings, or procrastinating on financial planning for the future. This is the bias that supports YOLO. You only live once. But we forget sometimes we may be here till we are 80 years of age and above, and we will have to face the consequences of the decisions that we take now. Imagine receiving a bonus at work. You have two options: save it or get the latest gadget in town. Both will give you satisfaction, but one is immediate and the other one is delayed. The tendency to always choose now over later is the present bias, and we have to be mindful of this when we're taking decisions. The third one, social comparison. By personal choice, I do not care what my friends earn or what they choose to spend their money on. I realize this can rob me of my peace of mind. With social media, sometimes what gives us sleepless nights are the highlights of those we don't even know. I am aware that not all wealth is as a result of hard work, and not all poverty is due to laziness. Social comparison can lead to feelings of envy if you continue to perceive yourself as less financially successful than your peers. And when you are feeling the pressure to keep up with your peers, you may start to lean towards making a financially irresponsible decision in order to project a certain image. On to the fourth one. This is the endowment bias. This is an emotional bias that causes us to value what we own higher than what the market value is. My mom keeps coming to mind in this example. She would always want to sell an item higher than the market value, or better still, not sell it at all. This bias can influence financial decisions such as holding onto investments or holding onto possessions longer than objectively warranted due to an inflated perception of their worth. It could also lead to loss of worth of an item or an asset that you have, especially if these items are items that can depreciate over time or they can quickly get out of trend. I remember when I was growing up, I would break my mother's dishes like every week unintentionally, and she would threaten that the number of casseroles she would give me when I got married would reduce drastically. However, when I was getting married, those types of casseroles were no longer a thing. The impact of endowment bias on our financial decisions can lead individuals to hold onto possessions longer than they should, potentially missing out of opportunities to sell or trade those items for their true market value. Recognizing the impact of this endowment bias is important for us to make rational decisions about buying, selling, or holding on to any asset. The fifth psychology of money is the scarcity mentality versus the abundance mentality. I talked about this in a previous video. I will put the link below. Our mindsets may adopt a scarcity mentality, which is characterized by a belief that resources are limited and therefore must be ordered. Alternatively, we may adopt an abundance mentality, which is characterized by a belief that there are plenty resources out there are plenty opportunities out there for us to take. These mindsets can significantly impact financial behaviors and attitude towards money. People who grew up in a household where money was tight may end up with a scarcity mentality and may be more inclined to focus on short term needs and prioritize immediate relief from financial stress, often at the expense of long term financial stability and growth. In contrast, those with abundance mentality are more likely to approach money with a sense of optimism and opportunity. They are better equipped to make decisions that align with their long term financial goals, such as saving, investing, pursuing opportunities for wealth building. While mindset tendencies can be deeply ingrained, it is entirely possible for us to shift from a scarcity mentality to an abundance mindset through awareness, cultivating a sense of gratitude, and shifting from fear to possibilities. Because, in the actual sense of it, scarcity mindset comes from fear. We should also consciously give out of whatever little we have, believing in the possibilities of making more money. So, those are my top psychology of money. I continue to be guided by this. I understand that these psychological principles can help me make informed financial decisions and cultivate healthier relationship with money. And that is why I have chosen to share this with you, hoping that this also begins to shape and define your relationship with money. If you have found this episode helpful, please comment, like, and subscribe. This means a lot to my channel than you'll ever know.